Rainbow Six Siege is a tactical first-person shooting game inspired by counter-terrorist activities across the world. It was first developed by Ubisoft Montreal and was released on December 1st, 2015. It is available on PC, PS4, and Xbox One. The game had a rough start at launch due to bugs, bad servers, and an overall unbalanced game. However, with the persistence of the developers for the game to succeed, it managed to gain popularity with consistent updates and additions to keep players invested. It now has attracted over 30 million players and even started an esports league of its own. Rainbow Six Siege allows 10 players playing at a time. They're then divided into 2 teams with 5 people on each playing against each other. The operational rules in this game are simply either completing the game mode's objective or eliminating opponent team. The game is round-based, and is a best of 5 when playing casual and the best of 7 in rank, with overtime being a best of 2 for both. Teams take turns swapping between attack and defense. There are 3 different game modes, which are Hostage, Secure Area, and Bomb. For Hostage, the defenders must kill all attackers or prevent the hostage from being brought to one of the safe zones. The attackers must do the opposite to prevent the defenders from achieving their objective. Secure Area requires the defenders to kill all attackers or prevent them from standing on the secure point uncontested for a set amount of time. The last game mode, Bomb, requires defenders to kill all attackers before they reach the bomb site, or prevent them from successfully defusing the bomb. If the attackers manage to activate the diffuser, the defenders are given a limited time to destroy the diffuser before the bomb is disarmed. Each map has 3 to 4 objective locations that defenders can choose from depending on the game mode. The defenders start inside of a building and attackers start outside of a set building. Players are able to choose from a handful of different heroes, which are called operators in Rainbow Six Siege, each with unique abilities, weapons, and equipment that can help attack or defend an objective. For example, Glass is a Russian attacking operator who is part of a Spetsnaz. He is equipped with a semi-automatic sniper rifle as a primary weapon, as well as 2 smoke grenades and a claymore as utilities, or what is referred to as secondary gadgets in Rainbow Six Siege. His main gadget is a magnified thermal scope, which he can switch to and from his default sights. The scope makes his smoke grenades extremely powerful, as he is able to throw down a smoke or 2 to block his enemy's vision, then use his thermal scope to locate the position of his enemies, essentially creating a one-way window. Jaeger, on the other hand, is a defending operator from the GSG-9. His main gadget is called a Magpie, which is a device he uses to attach to surfaces that can catch and disable oncoming grenades from the enemy team. This makes him a perfect counter to Glass. These are just 2 of the 40 playable operators currently in the game, which are 20 attackers and 20 defenders. To add to that, there are 2 new operators being released every 3 months, along with a new map. Before each round, players choose operators with no more than 1 of each operator being permitted on a team, with operators' abilities being a static attribute. It is up to the players to choose operators that can complement each other as well as the site they choose. The purpose is to create a strong defensive hold, or attack, which solely based on the idea of utilizing their best potential both individually and also as a team. However, each operator's actual in-game performance is a dynamic attribute, as it relies largely on the player's physical skills such as reaction time, mental skills in terms of fast-paced decision-making and strategizing, as well as social skills when communicating as a team or anticipating the opponent's tactics. The operative actions in this game vary depending on the platforms players use. For instance, the operative actions for PC users are the basic WASD keys for movements and mouse for shooting, with the operative actions that help players to complete basic acts in the game. Resultant actions are essential for players to reach objectives. They involve actions such as observing and analyzing surroundings for best defending or attacking location. Coming back to the rules, in casual, the objective locations and attacker spawns are random, whereas in ranked, the defending team is allowed to vote on the location to defend at the start of each round, and the attackers are individually given the ability to choose a spawn. Once the locations are set, teams enter the preparation phase where defenders can start to explore the map and set up their gadgets and defenses. Attackers are given drones to drive around the building to gather intel on the defenders' whereabouts, as well as the operators and defensive setups the defenders might have brought to the table. Once the timer for the preparation phase is over, the attackers spawn and begin their siege of the building. After each round, players are able to reselect their characters, spawn locations, and objective sites. This way, players are given the opportunity to adapt to tactics and strategies employed by the enemy team. The only restriction is that players are only allowed to win each site once. For example, when a defending team wins a site, they are not permitted to return to the site unless the game goes to overtime, where the sites are then reset. Players level up as they earn points with each play. They're able to access ranked games as soon as they reach level 20. Ranked level operates with a more competitive gameplay style that focuses more on team performance as opposed to individual skills at a casual level. Players are given clearance level as a rough indicator as experience of the player as well as a way to employ more balanced matchmaking. With a steep learning curve, Rainbow Six Siege experiences difficulty of attracting casual video game players, since the hours they're willing to invest are far below needed to make this game enjoyable. Nevertheless, it sure has secured a spot in the hardcore players' hearts for its realistic arts and intense gameplay atmosphere. Rainbow Six Siege also immerses players with a flow state that makes the game more and more intriguing with every play. With one clear objective in each round, it begins very fast-paced and requires players to make decisions and think on the spot. Rainbow Six Siege is a good example for its genre. The combination between intense shooting action and the need for creative tactics makes it stand out amongst all the shooting action games in the market. Rainbow Six Siege has a community that allows players to share their gameplay experience and strategies. One of the behavioral rules is to prevent players from being toxic and offensive for a more positive gaming environment. An example would be the auto-ban system that was recently implemented to control potential hate speech from players all around the world. However, the system is now the center of controversy, as many innocent players got auto-banned with mindless comments that trigger the system. Rainbow Six Siege offers multiple editions with price levels suitable for different gamers. It goes from $19.99 all the way to $169.99, with a difference of operators available in each edition. The game is considered pricey for what the players get in return. With the intention to support players, most in-game items are free to unlock or can be purchased with in-game currency. However, there are also yearly season passes available for players who are willing to spend money to reduce the need to grind in game credits to pay for the operators. The passes also offer early access to new operators and some exclusive visual add-ons. Cosmetic items can also be purchased using either real-world cash or in-game currency, with the exception for exclusive items, which can be purchased using real-world cash only.